Hi folks, my name is Tatiana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ethereal Entertainer. Today we're going to be doing some January 2023 predictions with some tarot cards for each astrological sign. This deck I'm featuring is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. Absolutely love this deck. I got it as a gift for my birthday and I just had to share it with you. It's such a beautiful deck. Also, the book is very handy dandy. It has some pretty lengthy descriptions of the major arcana, different kinds of tarot card spreads that you can do. Very beginner friendly if you're looking for a first deck of yourself or just a deck in general. I highly recommend this one. Absolutely love it. So we're also going to be pulling an oracle card for this month's predictions of January 2023. The deck that I'm featuring, I featured in my readings for last month. It's called The Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. The guidebook is also very helpful. I love how she describes the cards and she includes soul inquiries and things like that. It's very cool. Help you tap into your high vibe self. So this bracelet I'm wearing is from my Etsy shop, The Ethereal Construct, made by yours truly. This bracelet features rhodonite, strawberry quartz, and matte crackle quartz beads. Feel free to check it out to see if you can find yourself some metaphysical jewelry to help you bring in the new year with great vibes and set good intentions. Yeah, let's get started. All right, Capricorn. Alright Capricorn, we're going to get into your sun card placement. We have the King of Discs, aka the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this card has to do with manifesting financial abundance and security, wisdom, and utilizing the knowledge that we have in order to get what it is that we desire. So in this reversal position, it has to do with maybe necessarily our ego, maybe not a very healthy relationship with our manifestations, with our abilities. You know, this may look like, you know, trying to use our abilities for personal gain at the expense of others or at the expense of, you know, what's important to us, what is vital to us. And when we see this card in this position, it means that we need to take a look at our actions and figure out, you know, are they sustainable? Are they healthy? And are they good for us? Are they good for what it is that we're trying to create? You know, being honest about that. You may also have issues with, you know, being greedy or feeling like, okay, I have so much stuff that I need to do and so much I want to accomplish, and you just kind of have, you know, you're overzealous in regards to, you know, what it is that you're trying to acquire for yourself. And that's not a healthy relationship you want to have with your ability to manifest either, because that comes from a place of lack, and it comes from a place of, okay, there's not enough to go around, so I have to take from other people to have what I want. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for those around you. And it rubs people the wrong way, especially the ones that you care about and love. They may feel that their needs are not as important to you as you may actually revere them to be. Or maybe you're needing to take a look and reflect at what is important to you. Are those needs important to you? Are these people important to you? Do you care about what they're experiencing and your impact on them? And if you do, then it is time for you to look at your behavior and the way that you are navigating, you know, your acquiring of what you want, and course correct and act accordingly. You know, maybe take heed and listen to those who are speaking around you or to you about your actions and how it's impacting them. Be willing to open up your heart and your mind to that, because You know, people can give us honest perspective that helps us realize, oh shoot, I do need to get it together. I'm kind of acting out right now. You know, all criticism isn't bad. Sometimes criticism is needed and it's good, and it can help us realize that there are some things that we can do to be better. Now, moving on to your moon card placement, we have the Four of Swords. So this is a card about rest and retreat, being able to take a step back and take care of ourselves in a time that's needed. So this may come at a time where you have maybe been running yourself ragged. Maybe, you know, the holiday season has really drained you. You've been accomplishing so much. You've had to cook for everybody. You've had to have so many people over in your house, and, you know, you had to get so many gifts wrapped and things like that. And this card is coming at a time to say, hey, it's time for you to take a little bit to yourself and to just rest a little bit. Allow yourself to recuperate and to just, you know, catch up. Allow yourself to catch up, you know, and just decompress a little bit. We need that sometimes. Give ourselves a break. This is a card of, hey, give yourself a break. Allow yourself a little time to just take a breather, you know. This may look like for you, you know, delving into some activities that you really enjoy, some hobbies. Maybe you need to sit and paint for a little bit. Maybe you need to sit and do some meditation, some yoga, you know, just allowing yourself to feel good and to just kind of like get away from all that stuff that you've been overstimulated with, you know. Maybe you had a hard holiday, or you had some struggles with finances, struggle with family, struggle with relationships, struggle with friends, struggle with career. And it can be hard to say, okay, I need to just take a step back and, you know, rest for a little bit and recuperate, because the issues feel so pressing. You have to take care of them. You have to acknowledge them. You have to do something about them right now. But sometimes, you know, when we're super anxious and worried and we have so much on our minds, we're not actually acting in our best interests. We might be acting from a place of fear, or acting from a place of apprehension that actually serves as a detriment and is a disservice, because we're not actually going for what we truly want and desire. We're acting from fear-based motivation, and that's not always, you know, very helpful, you know. So even if you feel like you're at a time where you have so much you need to take care of and so much you need to do, don't be afraid to allow yourself to just get away from that for a little while and come back to it. You know, give yourself some time to take a step back and get a little bit of perspective on the situation. You know, leaving something alone for a little bit and coming back with fresh eyes, you might realize there is a way to deal with it. There is a way to resolve this situation that gives you the results that you want, and that is for the highest good of everyone involved, you know. And sometimes that means coming back with fresh eyes to the situation. All right, so getting into the rising card placement, we have the Nine of Swords. This card is representative of fear, anxiety, worry, nightmares, apprehension, just those heavy weighing emotions and thoughts on our mind. You know, you see in the photo in the card, she has 9 swords that are stabbing into her head, right? The thing is about this card is that the worst of it is all in your mind. It could be the worst thing imaginable, the worst thing, but it is imagined. And the thing about this card is about the only way you can shift out of this is to shift your mindset, is to shift your perspective on your circumstances. Is there a bright side that you're, you know, neglecting because you're so bogged down with these negative, heavy weighing emotions and thoughts? You know, are you allowing yourself to see the brighter side? Are you allowing yourself to see, you know, the potential of things coming out for the better rather than the worst case scenario? And, you know, sometimes it's hard for us to do that on our own. So this may best be achieved by talking to somebody who you know is going to give you a positive perspective, an uplifting pep talk to help you realize that there are some things that you can do to better your circumstances. You are in control of how you think and how you feel. You can do something about what's going on with you right now, what you're feeling and what you've been experiencing. It's very scary. The mind is a very scary place sometimes, and it's the only place that we really are, right? So it can feel like a prison, and it can also feel like freedom. But it's a matter of our perspective that dictates what our experience is within our mindset. So if it's hard for you to do that on your own, be willing to reach out and talk to someone. This may look like a friend, this may look like a family member, this may look like a therapist or psychologist, somebody who, has experience with this. Or you maybe need to do some research on your own about how you can better your circumstances and open your mind, broaden your horizons to different things out there, different ways of thinking, different ways of being, doing things that can help you shift your perspective. Moving around and being active is a great way to help distract ourselves for a little bit and also clear our minds. Maybe trying to get outside or trying to do something physical to help us move around. Maybe picking up a self-help book and taking, that in and reading something that gives you a pep talk or a shift in perspective from someone who has experienced what you're experiencing right now or knows what you're going through. It may be grief or, it may be stress, anxiety, just heavy workload. You fill in the blank. There are resources out there, but open yourself up to researching and finding those resources so that you can help yourself from no longer feeling this way. Alright, so we're going to get into your oracle card for the month of January. We have the Healing the Mother line. So I'm going to go ahead and read the description in the guidebook and read the rose transmission for you. Healing, ancestral work, mother line, growing up. We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who were not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of our ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the Great Mother's unwavering embrace and instead told to look only to a male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things and the feminine in all her stages, are sacred, powerful, and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it's possible. It can be felt forward and back. Your ancestors past and future are singing with you. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they may not have been able to give. To find a way to cultivate the loving mother within. To treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding, and compassion that we longed for all along. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not. And as you do, future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and heal deep. Rose transmission. I reach all the way back to the original mother, and I set all the mothers and myself free. That's a beautiful card. I actually really like that because sometimes we are afraid to allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling and to acknowledge that we're able to actually help ourselves. We're able to soothe ourselves. We're able to be there for ourselves. We're able to hold ourselves. And when you're feeling so alone, it's hard to be like, oh, I can do something to help myself right now. It's isolating, but at the same time, that very same isolation can actually be a form of healing too. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I hope that you found this reading to be insightful and that you have a great January month and year of 2023. Hit that notification bell and subscribe so that we can come back in February and do it all over again. Thank you. Bye.